Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Well, we had such a nice evening, didn't we?
It was a good Tuesday, wasn't it?
I feel like you don't get to say Tuesdays. They're so wonderful, but it is a good Tuesday. It's my least favorite day of the week. But with temperatures like this and the sunshine we had, I can't complain. It was a really good day. We're going to have a few more of those. Do you like the warmth? A lot of kids getting out of school.
Look at that.
I know, a really pretty sunset. Thank you to Phoenix, Hemsworth, and Cedar City for sharing this one. The cloud cover noticeable in southern Utah, and we did have a weak system move through, allowing for that moisture to kind of filter in. We saw it with the help of daytime heating along the Wasatch Front. Our ABC4 time-lapse camera, look at those towering cumulus or Ensign Peak. I love this because we see the storm pop over the higher terrain, which is where our lingering moisture is. But to watch that cloud development, just those cumulus build as they move towards the mountains. Tonight, quiet on the radar. We lose daytime heating and the threat of storms really decreases. What's interesting, we do have a flood advisory for Elko County. Because of the warm-up, their snowpack running off fast could be in flood territory. Not the case for Utah. We do have a little bit of moisture over the Uintas, just north of Vernal, moving through, but that's going to quiet into tonight. We saw a few pop-up storms over in northeastern Utah and the south central portion of the state. Satellite radar shows that. Near Iron County, I-70 was active this afternoon, and then Duchesne County had a few lightning strikes. We do have the chance with lingering moisture as we head into tomorrow to hold on to those storms. Just have to show this to you again. I love moisture in the south, but that sunset, it's a good one coming from Ivins. 98 today. They were cooking, and we're getting closer and closer to our first 100-degree day of the year, and we're going to see 90s hitting the Wasatch Front. So the heat is coming. This is above average. 86 for that high in Salt Lake. 77 is typically where we are. 80s on the eastern side of the state and mid-80s for the I-15 corridor. Cedar City, the exception there, hitting 80 today, even with the cloud cover. Into tonight, we'll see those 70s falling into the 60s, mostly clear skies, dry conditions for your overnight along the Wasatch Front. If you're headed out of the house tomorrow morning, not bad. We're talking upper 60s, low 70s, plenty of sunshine, with those mostly clear skies for the midweek. All right, you're taking that live view from the ABC4 studios as we sit at 72. The flag has relaxed, but it has been windy. We know that pollen was kicking out there today. It was medium high for a lot of the beehive state, and it's going to be moderate in the coming days. Eastern Utah looking at high pollen, but this is something we're going to battle because we don't have significant wet weather on deck through the close of the work week and into the weekend. Precipitation potential remains very similar to where we were today. Over the spine of Utah, loves the Uintas, and then over south central Utah in the mountain areas. That's where our lingering moisture paired with daytime heating allows for those storms to bubble up. Futurecast walks us through, and it actually indicates on the model here around the afternoon and evening where we'll see those storms, and that does include towards Castle Country and northeastern Utah. Into Thursday, a little drier. South central Utah gets a pop-up, and we see just a bit of cloud cover. But then as we head into Friday, dry air becomes the big focus as this ridge of high pressure, a dome of heat, moves in and keeps us very quiet. So much so that we could roll into record potential for Salt Lake City. As we look at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, check out Saturday, really close to the record. Sunday, I think we're going to beat it. I think the winds will increase, and it will allow for Sunday to be the warmest day, even though I believe the apex of the ridge will be Saturday. We hit the 90s on Friday. Could see our first 90-degree day Thursday. Are you ready? Are you ready? A lot of folks have been saying they're ready. Here we go. As we look at the upper level futurecast, it shows that weak low impacting us today. Warmer temperatures with the warming trend continuing, heading into the close of the work week and the weekend. That dome of heat really takes over. Keeping an eye on that low to the south, that tropical disturbance, we could grab some of that moisture. Why does that matter? Because as we head into early next week, this is Saturday, we're hot. Sunday, we've got the winds and we're hot. We're watching this storm drop from the Pacific Northwest, and that tropical disturbance could drag some moisture our way, which means we could set up early next week for cooler conditions and stormier conditions. And we like to forewarn you because a lot of folks out of school, the kids are out. You want to be out in the yard, you want to be planning, you want to be on the move. I like to give you that heads up. So early next week, Monday, Tuesday, looking cooler and wetter. 80s for tomorrow. Mid to upper 80s could match the temperature that we saw today. 92 in Moab, could go a degree warmer, to be honest. 82 in Cedar City, 96 in St. George, low 80s expected in Cache Valley. Looking at the next 7 days in St. George, hello, there's our first 100-degree day of the year in Utah. It would be St. George's first triple-digit day of the season, and it's not messing around, going 103. A little warmer into Saturday, chance of isolated storms on Monday in the south. The Wasatch Front has a slight chance with lingering moisture. The 90s arrive. Hi, 90s. Welcome to 2025. We get some 90s sticking around, and then next week we get cool and unsettled conditions. Could see some records Saturday and Sunday, then 90s.
Wow.
Woo, you like the 90s, Dana.
You're thriving in the 90s.
It's a little warm, or a little early for that kind of warm.
You know,
A little
77
early.
is the average, and I kind of wish that we could have a few 70-degree
A little toasty.
Not ready to pay that big air conditioning bill just yet.
You're trying to push it off a little bit.
I'm trying to push it off a month or two.